Hello students, welcome to my channel Max My Heartbeat. So students, are you all following my videos? I hope everyone is following my videos and I hope everyone is able to understand every concept. So if you really have any doubt, please inform, if not mention that in the comment section, and don't forget about the precautions of COVID-19. Students, nowadays COVID-19 is spreading very rapidly. Day by day the cases are increasing. So take care of yourself and take necessary precautions of COVID-19, which are must and should. Okay? Anyhow, I know that you will definitely take care of this. Take care of your health. So keep it aside now. Now let us move to our concept. So where we are in our concept, so what we are learning in our subject, we are learning about complex numbers, right? So in complex numbers, I have explained properties of modulus, properties of argument, properties of conjugate, etc. in the previous videos. So those are very important. Go through all those videos and you can understand the subject clearly. And let us coming to our today's topic. In today's topic, let us start very important concept, that is triangle inequality. Okay? So before going to triangle inequality, we need to know properties of length of sides of a triangle. Yes, for suppose I am taking a triangle ABC here. Okay, this is my triangle ABC. Yes, here I am taking this BC as my small a. Length of this BC is small a, and length of AC is small b, and length of AB is small c. Okay, what are the length of this triangle? BC is small a, AC is small b, and AB is small c. Okay, so we have two properties of length of sides of triangle. So first property is the sum of lengths of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the length of third side. Okay, so if you take any two sides of triangle, for suppose my triangle ABC, I am taking two sides as AB, BC and AC. So if I add those two sides, BC plus AC, this will always be greater than third side, that is AB. Understood? So here I can come to the conclusion that what is the length of BC here? A, plus what is the length of AC? B, is greater than third side. What is the third side in our triangle here? C. So A plus B is greater than C. So this is the very important first condition we need to remember for understanding the triangle inequality. Okay, understood everybody? What is this? Then sum of lengths of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the length of third side. Means if you take any two sides, for suppose I am taking two sides as BC and AC. Not only this, when whatever you want you can take, either AB plus BC, and then whatever the sides we want we can take. Then sum of lengths of two sides will always be greater than the length of third side, whatever the third side is remaining there. Understood? So this is first property about length of sides of triangle, which is very important in proving triangle inequality of complex numbers. Clear? So next, let us see the second property of length of sides. Okay? I hope everybody understood first property, right? First property related to length of sides of triangle. Okay. So next, let us see our second property. So what is the second property? The difference of any two sides of a triangle, the difference of length of, okay, length of any two sides of a triangle is less than, now, okay, less than the third side. Okay, now difference means subtraction. If I take two sides same, BC minus second side is AC, this will always be less than third side AB. Understood? So difference of A and B means difference of this side BC and this side AC is always less than third side AB. Is every student understanding this? Yes. So difference of any two sides of triangle is less than third side. Yes. So AB, BC minus AC is always less than AB. So BC is A minus AC is B, always less than C. So difference means sometimes we will get negative values, right? So that's why we have to take modulus. Understood? Modulus means minus will be converted into plus. So this is the second important property related to length of sides of triangle. Clear? This is also very important in proving triangle inequality of complex numbers. Okay? So before going to triangle inequality, we need to see some geometrical explanation. Okay? So let us see the geometrical explanation now. So what is the geometrical explanation of triangle inequality? Okay? So geometrical explanation. Okay? Now geometrically complex numbers follows parallelogram law of addition of vectors. Okay? So again we need to understand the vectors now here. So geometrically complex numbers follows the parallelogram law of addition of vectors. Okay? So before going to addition of vectors, let us understand the concept of parallelogram law. Yes? First suppose okay, so this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Okay, understood? So this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Now what I am doing means I am plotting a point P here. Yes, and the coordinates of that point are x1, y1. Okay, so point P is plotted here and the coordinates of that point are x1, y1. So here this is the origin O. So OP is the magnitude of this, magnitude of this complex number. Okay, okay. First let us see that let us understand this with the help of complex numbers. So here one more I am taking Q x2 y2. Okay, so this value is Q x2 y2. In the same way, if I draw the parallelogram like this, okay, Q x2 y2. Now what I am doing means I am joining this and forming a parallelogram like this. Clear? So what is the value of this point R? Okay, the value of this point R is nothing but sum of P and Q. Yes, sum of P and Q gives the value of R. Yes. Now let us understand it with the help of vectors. So OP is the position vector for P x1 y1. So how can we represent OP? So OP is equal to xi cap plus yj cap. Okay, where j cap and I cap are the position vectors with respect to x axis and y axis. Okay, so OP I can write as xi cap plus yj cap. In the same way, OQ I can write as x1, okay, x1 I cap plus y1, here x2 I cap plus y2 j cap. Okay, now if I add, then I am getting, and if I add these two vectors, then I am getting OP plus OQ. OP bar plus OQ bar is equal to, how to add? Add scalars x1 plus x2 and I cap as it is, plus y1 plus y2 in j cap as it is. So whatever we are getting OP plus OQ, let us take this point only as R. Understood? So now what are the coordinates of R here? x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2. So x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2. This is called parallelogram law of addition of vectors. Okay, whenever we are taking two vectors OP and OQ, then the resultant of those two vectors, that is the diagonal of the vectors, becomes x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2. Understood? So this is the parallelogram law of vectors. Clear? Now let us understand this with the help of complex numbers now. Okay? Now let us understand this with the help of complex numbers. So if we are taking two complex numbers, okay, now we want argand plane, right? Complex numbers are represented on which plane? Argand plane. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. Okay, again same. So this is O. Okay, this is point P and this is point Q. Okay, and again here also I am forming a parallelogram like this. Clear? So here P is my complex number Z1. Okay, and Q is my complex number Z2. Okay, so then R becomes what? R becomes Z1 plus Z2, right? Let us understand this. So for suppose my Z1 complex number is x1 plus iy1. Okay, so what are the, okay, if I take coordinates, then I will get x1 y1, right? So it's nothing but x1 plus iy1. So Q coordinates are x2 comma y2, right? So I can write this as Z2 is equal to x2 plus iy2, right? And we know that sum of these two complex numbers is Z1 plus Z2 is equal to, now add x1 plus x2 plus I times of y1 plus y2, right? Similar point we are getting here. So Z1 plus Z2 is nothing but R here. So what is our R here? Becomes Z1 plus Z2, and we know that coordinates of R are x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2. Understood? So that will always be along the diagonal OR. Understood? Yes? Now if I want the magnitude of OP, then what is the magnitude of OP? Modulus of Z1 bar. Correct? Modulus of magnitude of OP is modulus of Z1 bar. In the same way, I want magnitude of OQ. What is the magnitude of OQ? Modulus of Z2 bar. And if I take magnitude of OR, then what is the magnitude of OR? That is modulus of Z1 plus Z2. Clear? This is about parallelogram law of addition of vectors, which is proved in terms of complex numbers. I hope everybody understood this. Yes? So always OP bar plus OQ bar will always be equal to OR bar, that is the diagonal of the vector, diagonal of the parallelogram OPQR. Understood everybody? This is the parallelogram law of addition of vectors. Clear? So now let us understand the triangle inequality. Okay? So let us understand triangle inequality. So first condition in triangle inequality is modulus of Z1 minus modulus of Z2 is less than or equal to modulus of Z1 plus Z2 is less than or equal to modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2. Okay, this is our first triangle inequality. Let us prove this now. Same, I am taking my organ plane. Okay, so this is my organ plane, this is x axis and this is y axis. Okay, so now I am taking this is point P is nothing but Z1, this is point Q is nothing but Z2, my complex number Z2, right? So this is R and this is like this. So here OP, OQ and here UR. Okay, so here my complex number becomes Z1 plus Z2 and we know that. Okay, what is the magnitude of this now? Modulus of Z1. So what is the magnitude of this now? Modulus of Z2. So what is the magnitude of this OR now? Modulus of Z1 plus Z2, right? Everybody understood now? So magnitude is nothing but result modulus. Modulus of complex number Z1 is modulus of Z1 and length of this OQ is modulus of Z2. Length of OR is modulus of Z1 plus Z2. Okay, so now if I consider this as a parallelogram, you know that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal, right? Opposite sides of this parallelogram are equal. Yes, we have important property for parallelogram. So what are the properties of parallelogram? Opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, right? And diagonals bisect each other. Those are the properties of parallelogram. Okay, so if I take opposite side of this is nothing but PR. Yes, so this also becomes modulus of Z2 now. Now already I have explained properties of length of sides, right? So properties of length of sides, I can take that modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2 is always greater than the length of third side, that is Z1 plus Z2. Yes, in the same way difference again with modulus. So modulus of Z1 minus modulus of Z2 is always less than third side Z1 plus Z2. Understood? So if I combine both, then what I will get? I will get an equation like this, right? So modulus of Z1 minus modulus of Z2 is less than modulus of Z1 plus Z2 is less than modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2. Yes, this is our first condition. Everybody understood? Already I have explained, no, sum of lengths of any two sides is always greater than the third side. Yes, here my third side is OR is the third side. That is always greater than OP plus PR. Understood? In the same way, difference of two sides Z1 minus Z2 along with modulus. Why? Because it may sometimes we will get negative. That's why we are taking modulus again for modulus. So modulus of mod Z1 minus mod Z2 is less than modulus of Z1 plus Z2 is length of third side. Clear? So if I combine both, then I am getting this is the first inequality. Understood? In the same way, we have one more inequality. So let us see the other inequality. So second one, modulus of mod Z1 minus modulus of Z2 is less than or equal to modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z1 minus Z2 less than or equal to modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2. Okay, so now let us understand this now. How to find this? How to prove this now? Yes, so the same x-axis, y-axis. So again I need a one parallelogram, PQRS. Yes, now, oh sorry, this is P, this is R, this is O. So this is Z1 and this is Z2. Now I am taking QP. I want value of QP now. I don't want value of OR now. Okay. So let us find out QP value now. Okay. So same I am applying triangle law of vectors, that is OQ bar plus QP bar is equal to OP bar. Okay. This direction and this direction I will move in this resultant, right? In the same way, if I take OQ bar is modulus of Z2 plus this QP bar only I want, that I don't know, I am keeping like that only, and OP bar is modulus of Z1, right? So that I am getting QP bar is equal to modulus of Z1 like that only. If I send that side, that one will come modulus of Z2. Understood? Okay. So already we know that modulus of Z1 minus modulus of Z2 is nothing but modulus of Z1 minus Z2, right? We can split now. Yes? Is it possible or not possible? Wait, sorry, only for position vectors we have to take, not modulus. Okay, position vectors. Yes, OQ position vector is Z2 plus QP as it is equal to Z1. Okay, don't take modulus, just you take Z1. So QP is equal to Z1 minus Z2. Okay, so the length of QP becomes Z1 minus Z2. But we want magnitude, then we will take modulus of Z1 minus Z2. Understood? So OP bar means my complex number Z1. OQ bar means my complex number Z2. So Z2 plus QP is equal to Z1. So QP is equal to Z1 minus Z2. Okay. Now you come to a triangle properties of length of sides again now. So sum of lengths of any two sides. So modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2 is greater than length of third side. So here QP is my third side now. So what is QP? Modulus of Z1 minus Z2. Okay. In the same way, difference of lengths of any two sides. So modulus of mod Z1 minus modulus of mod Z2. Okay. Is less than length of third side. So modulus of Z1 minus Z2. Okay. So from this, combining this, what I will get? I will get a condition like this. That is modulus of mod Z1 minus mod Z2 is less than modulus of Z1 minus Z2 is less than modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2. Clear? So these are the two important triangle inequalities. But wait, we have not used equal to, no. So when the condition of equality holds, that one also we will see. Okay. So up to here, anyone has any doubt? Yes. Anyone feeling any boring here? No. If it is so, just relax. Nothing. So already I have explained first inequality and second inequality, but we have not seen the conditions of equality. When does equality holds? That we will see now. Okay. Shall we continue? Or anyone has any boring condition like that? If it is so also, I should continue. So I am sorry, I can't do anything. So I am continuing now. So only last topic. With this I will end the class today. Okay. So let us understand when does equality holds. Okay. So when does equality holds? Means in the condition we have using less than or equal to also we are mentioning. When does that equality holds, we have to see now. Okay. Equality holds when Z1, Z2 and origin are collinear. Collinear means lying on the same line. Right? See here. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Right? So when here this is origin, right? When my vector Z1, complex number Z1 is in this direction, and on the same line when my complex number Z2 is in this direction, right? So modulus of Z1 minus Z2 is equal to modulus of Z1 minus modulus of Z2 along with mod, right? Okay, so why? Because so this is Z1 is for suppose 10, Z2 is 4, so modulus of Z1 minus Z2 is 6 is equal to modulus of, again modulus of Z1 is 10 minus 6, sorry 10 minus 4, this is also 6. Okay, in such condition we are getting equality, right? So 6 is equal to 6. Clear? When such condition is there, when Z1 Z2 origin are collinear, then we get that equality holds here, means equal to will get both, means modulus of Z1 minus Z2 is equal to modulus of Z1 minus modulus of Z2. Clear? And when does positive sign holds? Let us see that. So when does positive sign holds means, so when this is my origin, this is x axis, this is y axis. Okay, when both my position, I mean complex numbers are in same direction, for suppose here my Z1, here my Z2 is there, and here only my Z1 is there. Okay, so and we got, I know that modulus of Z1 is 10 and modulus of Z2 is 4. Yes, so and in that condition I will get modulus of Z1 plus Z2 is equal to modulus of Z1 plus modulus of Z2, right? So modulus of Z1 plus Z2 is 10 plus 4 is 14 is equal to modulus of Z1 is 10, again modulus of Z2 is 4. So 14 is equal to 14. So this condition is also possible. Understood? That's why we are saying that equality also holds in this inequality. Understood? So this is the clear explanation. In the same way, if you want for sign minus Z1 minus Z2, just do something that okay, both are same. Okay, these are the conditions where modulus of equality holds in our triangle inequality. Clear? I hope everyone understood all the points. Anyone has any doubt? No. So practice this, which is very important. First understand the concept, then only you can proceed for the problems very easily. So students, this is my class today about triangle inequality, which is very important in chasing the competitive exams like IIT JEE. So practice the problems related to this, which are very important. So let us see about the practice problems related to this in our next video. I hope everyone understood all the concepts whatever I have explained today. So with this I am signing off for today. Take care everybody. See you in the next video. Bye.